me know. Let me know if the audio anything happens to the audio. All right. The other night I was having real problems. I hadn't done one of these in a while. And I was like, I mean, there was echoes going on. What's dude, Terry? Man, let me tell you something. I'm a little low energy tonight, honestly, because why does it look like maybe the camera's in the wrong? I'm gonna move this camera. Hang on a second. Right at you. That's better. Yeah, kind of low energy because it's just so damn cold. It sucks. If it was 35, I'd go to the range and at least hit some balls, you know. And I was hitting it so good when it got cold. Now we're in deep freeze, so we've got our swings all frozen. I always say, you know, because I'm like always like I'm looping all season, and like right when caddying stops, I start hitting more balls, and I get my swing perfect just in time for winter. so my mid-season form is like off-season for everyone else. What's happening, everyone? Go Thumper! What's going on? All right, guys. Like I said, I'm a little low energy, so please ask me some questions. I don't know if you saw my thumbnail. I watched this. God, man. You know, the worst part about this is having to watch like other golf videos. I mean, I've watched all this stuff, but I'm actually learning a lot. I'm learning a lot because I watch these guys on YouTube and I watch what they say and I go, wait a second, that's not the only way you can do it. And they kind of talk like it is. Oh, yo, Adrian, what's up, man? Yeah, Adrian. Hey, Adrian, screw you. Adrian's in Australia where it's like, I don't know, probably like 100. But yeah, you know, you watch these guys and it's like I gotta investigate everything they say because they always say it's like got to do it this way, and usually it's not. There's a lot of ways to do things, but so I watched this Mark Crossfield, and let me tell you something. Guy got a great golf swing. Because I took a swing and I looked at it and really good. I mean, that guy, I think he's a really, really good player. And I know he put on a lot of distance. You know, he's got the force plates. And I watched the video and he was talking about this like rolling of the arms through the swing. And it's just not like that. It's just not. It is for some players, but you can't just say it for everyone. And he's like, oh, the forearms roll 100 degrees this way. And 100, and literally I'm like, okay, that's not true. Okay, that's not true. So thank God for AI, because I get on AI and I go, does Dustin Johnson roll his forearms 100 degrees on the backswing? And AI's like, no, he hardly rolls them at all. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I kind of knew. And AI can tell you exactly. So we can talk about that stuff. I mean, that's really what. And it's funny because, and then there's another guy. You know, a lot of these guys, they talk about this like severe rolling of the arms. And it's like crazy because, I mean, if you have a strong grip like a Dustin Johnson, or you want to play with a strong grip, and you do that, you're just going to freaking hook it off the planet. So it's not like, it's just kind of weird. But you know, it's funny. So I was watching the Mark Crossfield thing, and at the end, he got the freaking hack motion out. And I mean, you guys probably don't know what hack motion is. Don't buy it. Trust me. Don't buy it. Okay, unless you're a high level player, don't buy hack motion. It'll drive you nuts. It's like you put this thing on your wrist, and it tells you your wrist conditions through the swing, and I might buy it. I bought it once. I bought it, and I was just like, this is just out of control too much. And I hope, hopefully, maybe they made it better now. But it just tells you your wrist conditions. You know, it tells you if you're following it, flexing it, or if you're cupping, and you know how you want. And it's huge with like high level players. You know, But he did this video, and I was kind of calling BS on the whole video. And then at the end, he kind of got the hack motion out, and he did some really nice stuff with the hack motion at the end. So I was impressed. He's got a great golf swing. I know he could give me freaking 10 shots and maybe beat me. He's good. I think he's a really good player. I mean, the guy's been he was one of the first guys I started watching on YouTube. Like, I don't know. Had to be he's been on there a long, long time. English chap, you know. It's amazing how someone with an English accent, everyone trusts them so much more. But so really interesting. And then this other guy, I don't really want to plug him because then you guys will go watch. He's not. He's a. His name's Andrew Emery, and he really likes to talk about senior golfers, and he's all about keeping your back to the target and swinging your arms. But then you look at his swing on video; he's not doing that. He's not doing that. So that's his feel, and then he's like got that thing rolling. I mean his impact, like past impact, is like it doesn't look like anyone I've ever seen. It's crazy rolled over with the arms rolled over. So I can go into it. So it's very interesting. So when you swing a golf club, the way you release the club depends very much on your swing and your body movements. So I guess I'll get up and give a little demonstration. You guys want to see a demonstration? Why not? What else we got to do? It's going to be cold for like 10 more days or something. Something crazy. All right, watch this. Get the old lesson cam on here. Sit back, grab a beer. Adrian, you donate? How you hitting it, Adrian? Adrian got a Zoom lesson from me. Adrian forked out the money for a Zoom lesson, unlike the rest of you, like cheap ass MFs. Come on, guys. Throw me a bone. A bit Zoom call, video lesson. I don't care. Do what you want. You've been hacking forever. Hang on a sec. I don't like this. Hang on, I'm two in the corner here. Hang on one sec. So let me ask you something. If someone asks me a question, do you like Terry? How do you feel you release the club? Do you roll it over really hard, and how's that work for you? Or Goat Thumper, how's that work for you? Anyone? Tell me what you're thinking. I want to know what you're thinking, and that helps me kind of like formulate a too cold to. It's not well. Goat Thumper. You don't have any videos of your swing? Probably not. I understand. I totally understand. Thanks, Adrian. Oh, shameless plug from Adrian. Actually, Adrian, that's Adrian's actually my wife. She's in the other room. She's plugging my. No, I'm just kidding. Adrian's awesome, man. Adrian from Australia. All right, here we go. So watch it. The thing is about these YouTube guys. I guess it's like it can get pretty complicated, and they certainly don't have time to explain everything. But man, if you're like if you were like watching that, yeah. So all right, let me do this. Hang on a sec. Here we go. We gotta do this. I'll get the hang. I need like a technical guy here. And that's actually easy. Just I gotta clean this up. I got too much stuff on here because of my. Get rid of me. I got a bunch of stuff on my OBS because I've been doing these video calls. Ah. And I'm calling BS on that 100%. And sure enough, it is BS. Like, it's so, and I don't have the AI. I can pull out the, so I researched, and AI actually has the answers. So, and I always knew this, and now I know Ben Hogan on the backswing rotated his arms a lot, right? He rotated them, he fanned it open. So, Ben Hogan may have rotated even more than 100. But now Dustin Johnson rotates 0. So Dustin Johnson, here we go. So Dustin Johnson, he doesn't, so when you're Ben Hogan and you rotate it open, right? You get this open club face, real flat around them, real one plane, right? And also you get this, you get the cup. So when you rotate open, and it's funny because Mark Crossfield has a very cupped wrist at the top. And I'm not a big fan of the cupped wrist at the top. Because when that thing's cupped, now you got to rotate it more to close the face on the way down. Does it work for some people? Yeah, it works. There aren't a whole lot of players who play cupped anymore. I think Ben Hogan, Fred Couples, is what it is. But the thing is, for most of you, a flat left wrist is really the way to go. Just try to keep it flat. So, if you roll it a lot, it cups. See that? I don't know if you guys know what cupped means. So look, this is flat, bowed, cupped, right? And you can usually tell by the look at the top of the swing how much this forearm has rolled. And now he did do a nice thing on the grip, which I liked, where he talked about gripping the club. So when you grip a club, so you guys might not know this, it's pretty important. When you grip the club, you want to kind of hold it like an umbrella, There was a time when Jimmy Ballard was and he talked about hanging it on your finger like this, and right under this fleshy palm thing like that, and then you grab the club, right? Well, you can see when I do that, my fingers are on an angle. You see that? They're on an angle. And his thought was that if someone was pulling this club out of my hand, that's how I would hold it. When nowadays they talk more like an umbrella, where there's more, my fingers are 90 degrees to the grip. That's like what they talk about now. And you'll see, Adam Scott, he puts the club kind of behind him so he can get it in the fingers like that, right? So I don't know if I do it that much. I think I would probably have a little bit of diagonal, and I'm sure, but that's really the grip that they talk about now, is having it right in your fingers. But anyway, so he's like, he gets in the fingers. Now these guys are rolling it. So this is 90 degrees. They're 100 degrees. Okay? They're rolling it 100 degrees over. So on the backswing, it's like this. Now he's cupped. This cups. You don't want that. If I roll it open, see, I get cupped like that. And I don't want that. I've been trying my whole life to get rid of that. So that's open. Just you want to keep it flat. So the way you know, basically, is how much they're rotating their arms is. So Dustin Johnson, who doesn't rotate them at all, gets bowed. See that? So that's bowed. That's bowed. So that face is already closed. So on the downswing, he doesn't have to roll at all. He doesn't have to roll it shut. Ben Hogan, and you have to experiment with your swing and see what works for you. You have to, the way you figure out what swing is good for you is you have to eliminate what isn't good for you, So, for me, and I've actually learned something recently so when I get cupped at the top, I can get rid of that cupping by rolling it, like by trying to close the face, but that's another story. But so, for everyone out there you really want to keep this wrist just flat. Okay, so in the world of lag or lag angle, you should get about 90 degrees. See that? So you got 90 degrees of angle, and that's it. That's what you want. Because with that, we can just bring, and we can square the face up. I wish this camera went lower. But it's really interesting. So he's saying they're rolling 100 degrees, and he's wrong. I don't know why he's saying that. I think he has to know better. So why is he saying it? So, and AI is very good. It really goes into like he goes into all the biometric databases. So AI told me that, so while Ben Hogan may have gone 110, most tour pros rotate up to 90, some of them only 70. The modern swing, like Victor Hovland, John Rahm. John Rahm's the guy doesn't rotate him at all, and he gets the bowed look, right? Because he doesn't rotate the arms open. So, and I think, the point of that video was he was talking about the release. And so he was saying it rolls 100 degrees this way, which is more than 90, and then it rolls 100 degrees the other way. And now he's going, and you can see, I don't know if you saw the thumbnail when you logged on, he's going like this, right? And that's his look. But then if you look at Dustin Johnson, he's like this. And if you look at Lee Trevino, he's like this. And if you look at Ben Hogan, he's like this. He's not like this. If you look at, I think Tiger rolled it pretty hard. I think Rory rolls it pretty hard. But it's just crazy how they say these things. And it's like, so if I have a strong grip, so for me, I have a strong grip. So my face is already closing. If I went like that, and like he did there, that thing's like, that ball's gonna hit me in the back of the head. It goes so far left. It's gonna hit a tree behind me and come back and hit me in the head. So now, and you take these numbers of 100 degrees in each direction, which I'm calling BS on that direction. Now, 100 degrees the other way, well, look, 100 degrees when? It's not 100 degrees now, it's 100 degrees eventually. So, if Dustin Johnson comes through it like this, and there's hardly any rotation, and then he goes, and he whips it up over his shoulder, well, that's 100 degrees. It's not 100, it's not this, like he's showing you. So, I mean, the best way, like, the golfing machine called it the swivel. And the swivel is basically, after impact, we swivel it up to get the club up over you. And for all you out there who struggle with getting a nice finish, a good-looking finish in your swing, all you got to do is put a glove under this arm, right? Because with this glove, I can't do this. And this arm has to go like that. So it goes externally rotated. On the backswing, this one goes externally rotated. It's just like this. Just like that. See? Like I'm going, what the? What is going on here? It's like that. So on the backswing, it's like this. And in the through swing, it's like this. So, but we could come through it and do it really late. But it's not like this. It might be. It might be. Depends who you are. But you can't just tell everyone is that. Because if I do that, I'm, like I said, I'm going to hit a tree behind me. It's going to hit me in the back of the head. I'm going to be out like a light. But I keep looking at my computer. I should be looking at the camera. So, now the one thing you have to realize is that if you start getting this breakdown look through the shot, right, then you're not rotating it at all, okay? So, if you start seeing a lot of this stuff, you might want to just kind of and the easiest solution for that is I wish I had a bigger room. Here, let me move this chair. We don't need a chair. The easiest way to feel this stuff is just to swing. I still can't do it. Is just swing your left arm like that. Put the glove under there. All of you, do this. Put a glove under your left arm and just swing it up over like that. Like, here, let me see. Like that. See that? That's all. Perfect. You put a glove under your arm. And I guess you guys probably watched my last video on the lag, getting it down. Well, the next video, I talk about, what releases the club. And what's interesting is that, people like stretching their arms out thinking that's what you're supposed to do. It's not what you're doing. What you want to do is you're trying to tighten this radius to make the club go up and around as fast as possible. That's what accelerates the club. See, the club, to make that angle, if you tighten the radius, it makes it go faster. And if you look at Fred Couples, who just rolled that arm up and over, here this way, Freddie Couples and Ernie Els, all these guys who just roll it right over their shoulder, they're tightening the radius. And, oh darn, this stupid focus is going out. So, the reason the arms stretch out is because you're trying to tighten the radius, but the club's pulling back, and that straightens the arm. The arm isn't straight because you're straightening your arm. Your arm is straight because you're going this way, and this shoulder's starting to go behind you, and that club's pulling away from you. Because it's pulling at this point, it's pulling like 70 pounds. And between it pulling that way and you pulling back, it's like 100 pounds. So that's what straightens the arm. So, if you do start seeing this start to break down, like this, right? Like if I tried to not roll it at all through impact, I can't stop that club head because it's got inertia. I really got to get up. I'm going to get another camera. I think I have one next time, like a wide angle I can hook up. So this club has a lot of inertia, and if I don't roll this arm at all, in other words, if I don't let it, like I said, all you got to do is put a glove under your arm and just start swinging with your left arm. You'll see, it'll do it. It'll roll on its own. You're not like rolling it. You're just letting it go like that. And just this makes the club go up over your shoulder. So if I swing, like, people who hook it, they start holding it off to keep it from hooking. And the reason they hook it isn't because of this. It's because of other things. But if you're holding it, the inertia, the weight of the club is just going to make your wrist go like that. You can't stop it. It's like flying. So you're going to get a breakdown. So, and it's funny because this guy's talking about this rolling, and I'm going, what about David Duvall? David Duvall was the straightest. I might even do a video on this. I'm gonna put David Duvall and be like, yeah, here's David Duvall shooting 59. He said it was the best round of golf I've ever played. And he's like going, he doesn't, none of this. None. Zero. He's going all, David Duvall was going like this. So, and you guys can certainly look David Duvall up. But, he does the whole thing. There's a video of him. It's funny because he was one of the first guys who did that kind of throw release, and he's talking to this announcer guy, and the guy was kind of looking at him like he was crazy. But, David Duvall was like, Tiger Woods said David Duvall was the only one who worried him out there, was because he was so good. So, that's the point. Hey, who said muted? It has to be without hitting. I probably Anyone have any questions? Who's that? Miles Golf. What's up, Miles? Miles is new. Never seen him before. Anyone have any questions on any of that? But like I said, if you just take some left arm swings, like now I have a slight issue with this where I break down a little and the club, so my swing, when I come around, rather than the club follow my shoulder plane, let me see, my shoulder plane, it comes through kind of vertical, right? So I'm not really letting it go enough. And if I just swing with my left arm, that'll happen naturally, you know. So I kind of hold on a little bit. But, you know, like you look at a Mac O'Grady, his didn't roll around. And it's really interesting. I don't know if you guys know, I know Milo Lines is a guy on YouTube. And Milo's very good. I'm gonna sit down. So Milo Lines actually um, said that all that rotating almost destroyed his swing, and he's an awesome player. I mean, he's phenomenal, got a great swing. But he said that that stuff destroyed him, like trying all this. He goes, "Yeah, a guy told me get the toe up and roll it over," and he said that was like destroyed him. So anyway, but that was the point. It's just like these freaking guys, and I mean, I guess I'm sure what I told you was way too much for any of you to even be able to totally comprehend and put into your swings, but it's just kind of like what you got to know. You know what I mean? You have to match your release pattern to your swing. You know, like if you go out and you just start hooking it, you better damn well stop rolling it. You know what I mean? Um, there was a there's a and I'm definitely doing this video, okay? And it's all about hinge actions. So hinge actions are from the golfing machine, and it's funny because I remember watching videos Lynn Blake, and he's doing hinge actions, and I'm like lying in bed, and I'm probably stoned at the time, and I'm going, I can't learn this stuff, like because he got all these like mechanical things he made out of wood, and he's showing these hinge actions, and it's actually pretty simple. But Lynn Blake went out of his way to make mechanical hinge actions, and all hinge actions is basically how you're working this club through impact, and in a horizontal hinge action, which is what this Mark Crossfield's talking about, is where you're rolling the club over. It's a horizontal hinge action. It's a rolling, and back then it was like, well, that's how you hit it the farthest, right to left, and then there's the angled hinge action, which is actually very little rolling of the face and hits it higher and straighter, and Mac O'Grady did a angled hinge action. He did not roll it. And guys who rotate a lot, I know this gets complicated, but guys who rotate a lot, they don't roll it. They're just like holding it very stable. Like David Duval. David Duval, perfect example. That's an angled hinge action mixed with rotation and a strong grip. So I think I did a video. It was it's like called The Best Way to Swing the Club. And I think it is. And I think Milo Lines does it too. He talks about it too. And it's funny. I know he's not, but I'm almost like, is this guy watching my videos? Because I'm watching he's saying the same things I'm saying. And he's like, this swing, and he literally said that this swing, and he does lessons. Like and he goes, this swing has really transformed a lot of swings. So feel free to go watch Milo Lines, and he'll tell you what I'm telling you. So, less rotation and more, keeping the arms to the side. It's this low rate of closure swing that just hits the ball straight. So that's that. but I had an idea. This is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna do. Once it gets warm, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go to the range. I'm start going. I'm don't do videos, and I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna do this guy's swing, and I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna for a week. I'm gonna do the swing. I'm gonna roll it. I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be like, how's it work? I'm gonna do because I've already done this. I've already done it. I think it'd be cool videos. Like I'm gonna do who's the stack and tilt guy? I keep forgetting his name. Someone help me. Who's the stack and tilt guy? Tom. Begins with an S. You guys gotta watch him on YouTube. Tom. Never remember his name. Stack and tilt. And I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna do stack and tilt for a week. And I'll be like, how's it work? You know? But I already did it. I already did stack and tilt, so it won't be hard. There's a lot of good things about stack and tilt. And I'll be like, I'm gonna do, Andrew Emery, who's like, yeah, keep my back to target and roll it over real hard. See how that works, right? And I'll start hooking the crap out of the ball. So that's all. I mean, the thing is, I've done them all. I did Todd Graves. I did Mo Norman swing. I did Todd Graves swing to a T. I widened my stance. And let me tell you something, that wide stance, I can't get rid of it now. I don't like it. I'm trying to get rid of it. Mo Norman really had the wide stance and he moved very laterally, and it actually keeps you from rotating. And Mo Norman was all about like stopping things from moving. That's what he was all about. Now, if you guys know, you know who Mo Norman is? You know who Todd Graves is? Don't do his swing. I recommend you shouldn't do it. I learned a lot from it, and I love Mo Norman. But so Mo Norman. Why can't I think of the guy, the stack and tilt guy? Tom something. Those swings, Mo Norman swing, stack and tilt, are restrictive swings. They restrict you. And for some people they work. And I know the stack and tilt guy, I knew Andy Plummer, the guy who invented stack and tilt. I've already told you this story. I'm at my club and I'm watching the Teaching Pro, and usually Terry, which one didn't work for you? The stack and tilt? Stack and tilt is certainly better than Todd Graves' swing. That stack and tilt's not a bad method. It's actually very good. Stack and tilt. So here's a story. So this guy, he's like, oh, we got a new Teaching Pro at our club. And I see this guy. He's driving a Mercedes. I'm like, wait a second. Usually the Teaching Pro's driving like a Toyota. And this guy comes up, and I said, hi, hey, you a new Teaching Pro? He goes, yeah. He's like, yeah, my name's Andy. And I go, tell me, Andy, what do you think about the golf swing? And he goes, well, my thoughts are that you shouldn't shift your weight back. And I'm just like, what are you, crazy? I'm like, this guy's nuts. I'm like, wait a minute, get this guy out of here. It was crazy. And then sure enough, he was the stack and tilt guy. And he created stack and tilt. And I ended up buying the whole damn DVD set and paying full price, by the way. But and he had a lot of success. And a lot of people, the problem with stack and tilt was, and it's so funny because I've been watching some Mac O'Grady stuff. Stack and tilt. So Mac O'Grady said that Andy Plummer stole stack and tilt from him. And Segudo with a T. Segudo. Yeah. No, look, not rotating your hips is terrible. You're restricting. It's a restrictive swing. And I was watching the other night when I did this when I had the audio problems and people were coming on and getting right off. I had this video on these two guys and they were good, man. They were stud players. And they were talking and I loved it because they were talking about trying more like the Ben Hogan type of swing, and I was like getting into it. And the Ben Hogan swing is a little similar to stack and tilt. And stack and tilt used Ben Hogan as one of their examples, but they both go. They go. you know, and they go, yeah, kind of like stack and tilt. He's like, did you ever try stack and tilt? Yeah, me too. They both tried it, and they're both like, you're not gonna hit it far doing stack and tilt. Can't. You're not gonna hit it far, you know. So you're limiting movement. Stack and tilt is like this. Say you throw a dart, right? Well, if you're uncoordinated, you might do better if someone held your wrist and you threw. That's stack and tilt takes half the swing out of it, you know. And there's good things about it. But what's funny is when I watched Mac O'Grady, and sure enough, Andy Plummer was there in one of the videos watching Mac O'Grady, and I'm going, they ripped him off. They ripped him off. Later Mac O'Grady swing is so stack and tilt. It's insane. 100% they and it's fine. I mean, you know, I guess that's the world, but they certainly put their own spin on it. And it's funny because, so Tom Segudo did a video, and I had to watch it, and he's like, there was a long drive guy. And a long drive guy was kind of keeping his weight up front. And, you know, you don't know if he really is, because unless I'm seeing actual, like, the force plates, but he was keeping his weight up front. And the long drive guy was saying, well, you know, I'm a long drive guy, so I need to hit it solid every time. And it might help you hit it solid. But, so Tom Segudo is passing the swing off like, well, you can hit as far as anyone doing stack and tilt. It's not. It doesn't limit distance. When Andy Plummer came out with that swing, the thing that destroyed stack and tilt was Andy Plummer going, well, this isn't the way to hit it the farthest, but you can hit it far enough to play any golf course. And that was like, like, as soon as people hear that, they're like, I'm out, you know. And then the Asian guy who did his swing, he was like the last guy he had. Michael, can't think of the Asian tour player, and he was always behind everyone. And I used to cheer for him because I liked stack and tilt. I was kind of like into it. And I used to cheer for this guy, and it was always like he was always hitting first. But yeah, Terry. So Mo Norman was just like, if I don't move this, so we lock this wrist ulnar, so it can't really do anything. And then we get the right arm where it's just like a kind of like a, you know, very simple kind of lever, and you know, like, and then you keep your back foot down, you widen your stance. You know, it's all it is. It's like, because Mo Norman just did not want to hit it out of the center, you know. I mean, if you want to hit it as straight as possible, yeah, I guess. I mean, who's going to argue with Mo Norman on how to hit it straight? You know, what's funny is I think DeChambeau, DeChambeau's kind of thinking Mo Norman when he does his thing, but his body moves more like Jack Nicklaus, you know. So DeChambeau took Mo Norman's, rod and claw. And I hit driver really good doing Mo Norman swing, and I'm kind of pissed because I was going to do a video in the beginning of the year, and I was at the range, and I'm like, here's Mo Norman's swing, and I freaking was ripping it, and I lost that video. It's like, I freaking lost it. I might have deleted it. I'll do it again. I'm definitely going to do it again. But I think DeChambeau said, hey, look, I'm gonna take Mo Norman's rod, and I'm going to move my body like Jack Nicklaus. Lift my foot up off the ground, turn, crazy big turn, get my hands up high, you know. And he kind of put the two together. And now he's the longest and the straightest. So, but anyway, so, you know, I stack and tilt is, I am definitely going to do a video. I'm going to do a video. And the video is going to be, everyone should do stack and tilt. At least for a month. Like, you know, the thing about golf is, and now you can, if you keep kind of jumping around all these different things, it can hamper. Like, for me, I'm too inquisitive. You know, I'm very inquisitive. I'm like, you know, and like Tiger was, not that I'm Tiger Woods, Tiger was the same way, right? Like, Tiger had his swing, and he just kept looking for something better, you know, and that's how I've always been. And it's not like I know it's better. I just want to try it, you know. But so if you can, yeah, dude, you like fly? Yeah, I like fly. How do you know that I fly fish for pond bass? But Tiger, he kept searching, and he might have done. Gary Player said, well, if Tiger had just stuck with that swing, he would have won more, right? But is that as fun? You know what I mean? I mean, honestly, when I was doing the Mo Norman swing, I started shooting some good scores. I was keeping it straight. Ball was going high. It wasn't going as far. I shot some good scores, but I'm like, this ain't enough for me, And then I'll tell you, what about the Mo Norman swing? You can't hit it out of the rough. You can't. It's like you're too far from the ball. You're too shallow, and like you get in the rough, and it don't work. So, I mean, Mo Norman was never in the rough, so it didn't bother him. But stack and tilt. Like I did stack and tilt, and once I played this round where I was with these guys, and we got done work, and we go to this golf course, and I get out of car, and we go right to the first tee, and I'm like, I'm gonna rip this tee shot, and I swung, and my back hip went gonzo. I just destroyed my back hip. I could hardly even stand on it. And because I had done stack and tilt, I played the whole round on my front foot. And I shot like 77, and I killed these guys. And I hit some really good shots. I remember I hit a couple wedge shots where I was like, I've never hit wedge that good. Like it was, and I learned a lot. I was like, because when I had my weight up front, I would take the club back and I would get much more pressure, and I'd feel all this pressure on my front leg and be like, well, all I could do was push up, and it was good. So, but another thing too, stack and tilt, you get on a downhill lie, and that's what you want to do. Like if you got a downhill lie, you pull out the stack and tilt swing, and you're golden. People who shift their weight back, I've seen this for years, they get on a downhill lie, they can't do it. So it's good for that too. But anyway, I see my viewers are dropping off, so maybe I'm not very interesting tonight. That's all right. I cut the stuff up. I make clips out of it. I send out the clips. I'm more interesting in little short spurts. But now it's like if you want to really understand anything, and some people don't. I mean, that's why people go to Todd Graves. They're like, I'm done messing with all this. I just steer me simple. You know what I mean? It's like being a guitarist and being like, I don't want to play jazz. I don't want to play lead. I just give me 4 chords that I can go up and play every song. That's it. And some people are like that, I go up on stage. I want to be like, whoa, this guy starts playing jazz. I want to play jazz. And this guy starts playing, so that's kind of how I am. And that's why, but people don't have time too. If you don't have time, if you can only hit balls once a week, you sure as hell can't be trying all these different swings. So, I mean, golfing, golf's a hard game if you're going to play once a week, if you're going to hit balls once a week. You kind of got to work at it a little bit. And I would definitely say, if you're only going to hit balls once a week, then you might want to just find one thing and just stick with it, But, for me, but like I've tried, I did, I remember David Ledbetter's A-swing. Man, I hit it good. I mean, the A-swing was great. All this stuff, all these guys, they're not stupid. They're very smart, Andy Plummer at Stack and Tilt is a genius. Mac O'Grady was a freaking genius. Like he was a golf swing genius. I was watching a video, and I know Mac O'Grady can play as good left-handed as right-handed. Like he could go out and shoot 67 right-handed and then grab a left-handed bag and go shoot 67 again. And that's impressive. But when I saw him in front of these people hitting, and he's naturally right-handed, he was swinging left-handed, hitting a right-handed 3-iron. And he was ripping it. He's got the club turned upside down. I have trouble hitting a right-handed 3-iron right-handed. And he's hitting a right-handed 3-iron left-handed. And I'll bet you his 3-iron was like a blade, So that's impressive stuff. And it's interesting. So And I found out too, Mac O'Grady, uh, one plane swing, not very wide, very rotational, not a lot of jumping vertical force, was the fourth longest driver on tour. So crazy stuff. A full rotational swing, like rotate. That's all he did. Rotate. Right? He even said, he goes, just rotate fast as you can. And that's when you swing on one plane. You just rip it open. And he's fourth longest driver on tour. But if you ever look at the guy, he was ridiculously powerful. He was strong. He was built, man. But he actually lived right here. Mac O'Grady still does. He lives in Palm Springs, California. And he climbs up the mountains, does yoga, and he's a very, but yeah, really interesting. And when I saw Andy Plummer watching Mac O'Grady hit balls, I'm like, he ripped him off. He did. But Mac O'Grady was kind of golfing machine. But all this stuff is really interesting. But I think you just try stuff till something works, and then you stick with it. But after a while, it gets boring. It does. Even Mo Norman kept trying stuff. I mean, Todd Graves even said it. He goes, Mo's always trying something different. But the thing is, so there's a guy in my range. He's like, oh, you're always trying something different. I'm like, I'm not trying. I'm doing. There's a difference. I mean, like trying is I'm doing. I'm learning. Edison invented the light bulb by failing 10,000 times, right? That's how it works. I mean, everything you try has merit, like try to roll the face, see what happens. If you roll the face, you're going to have to start getting more open so the face doesn't roll shut and you can do it. So if you can get open fast enough, or if you can work out the wrist conditions, it might work for you, and then going back that whole thing, what's really interesting is, this, the one guy, Andrew Emery, was talking about this, this rolling the wrists for seniors. And I don't know. When I asked AI, actually AI said that women don't do that. Women have a lower rate of closure, but I guess they can rotate better. So I don't know. But I know Eric Cagorno did that a long time ago. I bought the whole thing. It was like senior swing for seniors, and I paid like $50 for this thing. And it's Eric Cagorno telling you to close your stance, and then you can't get open, and you roll the face shot. And I'm just like, I paid $50 for this. So Eric Cagorno made a lot of money, but you won't see Eric Cagorno doing that swing. Guarantee you that. Maybe when he's old. I don't know. But anyway, so any questions? Anyone? Not many people out there. Terry? Goat Thumper? Goat Thumper, you still here? Where you guys live? Goat Thumper, where you live? Terry, where you live? Terry, are you in Pittsburgh or something? Are you Pittsburgh, Terry? Goat Thumper? I guess Adrian left a long time ago. Adrian's in Australia. I went way too deep for Adrian tonight. Adrian's a beginner. Oh, Cincinnati. Yeah. Nice and cold. Dude, this is brutal, dude. It's like another 10 days. Oh, Terry. Oh, yeah, so you've been playing golf. Yeah. Anyway, I'd like to help you guys out with some videos. You send them to, we do the Zoom call and stuff, but whatever. Hey, what do you think of this idea? I've done a few of them, and they've all gone great. But I'm going to post a video and be like, first 5 comments get a free half-hour Zoom call. I don't care. I like doing them. Yeah, I know South Carolina. That's awesome, dude. You ever play Pinehurst down there? I guess you do. I'm sure you've played Pinehurst because there's like a bunch of them. I've never been down there, so I just know Pinehurst. Donald Ross is awesome. He's a great course designer. So I'd like to play those courses. But yeah. I think you guys might be getting more snow than us. So, what are we gonna do? We're just gonna sit and talk about Mo Norman and. But let me tell you something. You can, you know, don't think because it's winter you got to turn your brain off to golf. That's not what you want to do. You know, you got to start thinking about this stuff because when you're hitting balls, you can be like, oh yeah, you know, and you can do this stuff. It's funny. That's how the body and the brain actually works. It's a real interesting phenomenon. Like you can sit there and play a guitar solo. Oh, Hillcrest. Oh, cool. That's cool. You remember? That's nice. But what's really interesting about the body and the mind is if I sit here and play a guitar solo for 8 hours, I might not get any better at playing it. I might even get worse. But if I put the guitar down and you like just sit and take a day off, your brain starts to process and it goes through your body. And the next time you pick the guitar up, you play the guitar solo and it's like you play it better than you did. Yeah, dude. Yeah, make sure you get that. That's very good. Oh my God. Let me tell you something. I think I've hit gold with that whole thing. I figured it out. And I might be the only one who has. It's all this. Look, if the arms and the shoulders move simultaneously, the club won't get thrown. But if the arms move and the shoulders don't, it throws the club. And there ain't no way you're going to stop it, no matter what you do. You would have to hold on. But, and I'm telling you, I've never even really knew this myself. And another video idea I'm going to do. So think about, so when we swing a golf club, we're basically throwing a spear. That's what I figured out. We're throwing a spear, but around a circle, okay? So when you throw a spear, you run and you don't move any of this. It stays the same as you're running. If anything, it goes back and then you whip the spear. So in golf, it's the same thing. As you're running down the ramp or running along, this has to stay just like the spear. If you were throwing and you were going like this as you were running, when it came time to throw the spear, you couldn't throw it. You understand? Yeah. So it's the same thing. You're going. Let me do this. This might work. Let me get the. Got 5 people watching. Hang on a sec. This is fascinating. It really is. Here we go. Watch this. And this is gonna be you always wonder like what you compare to like when you can analyze when you make analogies from one thing to the other, it's like light bulb moments. So look, when you take a spear, let me go this way. When you take a spear, and I got this spear, and I'm gonna throw it as far as I can. So we know in the golf swing that this is a proven fact. So the longer the swing, the more speed builds up before here when so your hand speed builds up to here and then they start slowing down. From here to there, they're slowing down. So the more speed we can build up to here, the farther we hit it. Okay? So now a spear, someone to throw a spear far, the farther they can run and build up speed, the farther they can throw it. But as they're running, they're holding this the same. They're holding it. They're not running and going like this at the same time. If anything, they're going back. See? So it's going back. So when you swing a club, you're just throwing the spear. I wish I was actually right-handed. I'd look like a girl. I'd look like a moron throwing a spear because I'm so uncoordinated right-handed. So it's the same thing. I'm throwing the spear, so none of this can change. As I'm swinging down, that can't change. If I go like this or move my arms, that would be like running with the spear and moving my arm forward as I'm running. And then when it comes time to throw it, I got nothing there. You know, and then in golf, it's a little more complicated because we have this club that's kind of a lever, but that's the whole thing. When you do this, you're tossing that club. This shape, this, and you get, Watch any damn video. Watch every great player who has lag. You will see this. This and this all stays the same. So when we swing, we have to move all this in unison. We can't pull down at all. It's like it's the transition. So any pull of this arm, any straightening of this arm throws the club head. It makes the weight of the club head go out. And then you're screwed. And nothing you can do from there. But just like the spear, we hold this here and then we whip it. It's the same in golf. We hold it. We're holding the spear as we run. This is where we're running. We're running to build up speed. We're running to build up speed, and then we can throw it. Then we can throw it as hard as we want. And that's it. And that's I'm telling you, that is, and now, it's another one of those things where it's like I see dead people. Where now I see it everywhere. So every time I see someone casting a club from the top, I see that. I see this arm moving without the shoulder. And when I see every great player, this is all moving together like this. That's all you got to do. And that will keep the club back. Also combined with, and you combine that with loose wrists and, the club is a weight. It shouldn't really want to swing. It should want to lag behind because there is a weight there. So that's another thing. Another interesting thing that I learned recently is that, and this kind of blew me away, because, I'm learning. So tour pros, from chest high on the backswing to chest high on the downswing, in other words, that motion from chest high to chest high in tour pros takes less than 0.4 of a second. So less than half a second. So that's fast. So the transition is fast. And it doesn't look fast because just the way their body's moving. But that's blindingly fast. So, and it's funny because that brought me back to that drill I did, the lag speed drill, where I'm like, don't wait, right? Don't wait. The club wants to go one way, go the other way. And that's exactly it. Like, it's a weight, and just play tug of war with it. And then when I learned it, I'm like, God damn, I was right. So I had it right all along. So yeah, man, they're fast. If you wait, it's like you're losing the lag pressure on the club. As long as you keep moving, there's pressure, that lag pressure, it won't really go away. But yeah, that arrow quiver, you're right. You're absolutely right. If you pulled an arrow out, you would be straightening your arm. But there's people teaching that, dude. There's people teaching that to throw it. And I gotta be honest. I did that one video where I was like, kind of like, and it's like I said, until I get a speed radar thing out and actually find out which is doing it better. I was killing it doing that, like giving a little push on the club, but I get tons of lag. Like, I get ridiculous lag. So for me, maybe that was speeding the club head up, just like I said in the video. And I was very clear in the video that if you're not getting lag, you want to get the lag. Like, you don't want to be put, like that whole pushing the club head is for 0.2 of people who play golf, I would say. 2 100s. Anyway, but so yeah, for everyone else, it should just get the damn lag, because these guys are teaching like throwing the club out, and it's like, wait a second. If I go to the range and I film 50 swings, 48 of them are throwing that club, and the other 2 are still throwing it a little. So it's insane that these guys, that's what I mean, these YouTube lessons, dude, like, come on. I don't know what they're trying to do. I don't know. But, telling people to throw the club, and I was very clear in my video. I was clear to say that for me, it may have been, because and any time I saw that, it's funny. Like anytime I saw that, getting speed by kind of throwing the club head, they were all long hitters, like really long hitters, like ridiculously long hitters. So for them, they might just be getting so much lag that it helps to get that club head moving a little bit. But for everyone else, that I don't think it's good. So, you know, I would say get ridiculous lag. And the thing is, I was gonna do it today. I did the lag drill, so the next one you got to figure out how to deliver the lag. Because all these people who are like, well, you got all this lag, well, and you can't square the face up, and that's bullshit. Like you can square the face up if you know how to square the face up, but that's another part of it. I mean, it's like, well, you can't square the face up. They just been doing it for I don't know since like forever, but you certainly have to understand certain things to get the face to square up. But um, or I think if you just swing as hard as you can all the time, it might just happen naturally. You just keep swing hard and just get the club lagging behind and just rip it. But anyway, looks like time's up. Anyone got any questions before I go? Because I'm taking off. But I talked a lot tonight. Hey, Go Thumber, yeah, man. You know, I would like to get some input on successes if anyone's having them. So, if you if any of this is helping you out, please let me know or leave a comment in my videos. And I think too, I really appreciate comments on my videos because they don't get pushed out. If they don't get comments, I think that's a big deal. And yeah, I'm doing my best. Anyway, all right, guys.